Right, well, we'll move on. So, Finn, you've had a bit of a colourful relationship with Gregor over the years. And there's still a lot of Chinese whispers regarding what actually went down during that late night drinking session. So can you set the record straight on what actually happened that night?
It wasn't a late night drinking session. I was home by, my mum and dad just like 45 minutes away. So I got them to come pick me up because I left the hotel. But that was like 11:30 that they picked me up. So it wasn't really a late night drinking session. Or it wasn't for me anyway. For Zebes, it might be a late night drinking.
Very late night for me.
Finn, I didn't want you to clarify the late night part. I wanted you to clarify what actually happened.
We just played Saracens, and I think the last game of the group stages of Europe, and we'd just been beaten by them. I think we played 13 games in a bounce, and I came up here and wanted to have a few drinks, and the folk had decided we were only allowed to have 2 drinks after the game, and I was just like, nah, if I want to have a drink, I'm just going to have a drink just now, because I've just played 13, big loss, emotions are high and all that stuff, and the relationship wasn't probably at the best, before that. It wasn't just a one event that happened, so there'd been a build-up. The camp wasn't probably as happy as it is now, and I think after that I just kind of had enough. I was like, nah, I'm going to take a step back just now and just see how, kind of walk away from it at that time. Which is probably the right thing for me to do. I didn't really enjoy it, and I wasn't happy when I was back here. I wasn't playing good rugby. Even when I went back to Racing, it was still having an effect on me over there. So I think obviously having a few drinks, it kind of heightened the emotions go alongside it. But I just sort of left and got myself out of there because I didn't want to be in the hotel at that point. So and then everything then kind of got spun on its head, and when all the media stuff came out, it was kind of their side, my side, and all that, like what it is these days. But it's all fixed now, and we've moved forward, moved a long way past that. So, like I said before, it's probably been the best thing that probably could have happened for me and Gregor's relationship. I got on with him actually pretty well now, which is good. And I think a year ago, I was looking at the point thinking I'm never going to play if he's the coach. I'm never going to play with him again. I'm done with him. I'm not going to play again if he's still the coach. So we kind of worked on it through the summer and then came back in November. I was still a bit sceptical when I came back in, but it's credit to him actually. Is that he's changed a lot, and he's got the group a lot more relaxed and playing well. So he's changed a little bit, and so have I. So's everyone. So we're in a much better place now, and we'll show that this weekend.
See, not this weekend, but fair play to him for changing though. It takes, it's easy for coaches like that in that situation to have a big ego and just push that player to the side.
Yeah.
So fair play to him and yourself for.
I think you've probably had coaches like that in the past. We'll say control and want it as however they want it, and they don't take into account every player's different, and they kind of think their way is right no matter what. So, like I say, I think Gregor has changed a lot, and it's been so much better this camp that I've been in. Even in November, it was a lot better, and just now it's great. Chatting to most of the boys, they're loving it, and Gregor, I was surprised. He actually put me back in the leaders group. He had me as vice captain for the last game and stuff, and so it shows how far we've come in a year's time from me walking away thinking I was never going to play under him again, or never wanting to play under him again, to where we are now. So it's it's gone like a full 360, and it's been really good.
Finn, of all the players now that you've played with, who would you say is the best value on a night out, and why? Do you ever go on nights out with him, Zeebs?
I'm on White Chat.
I think we've been on 3 or 4 nights out with him.
Go away.
When Zeebs is allowed out, he's very good.
Very good.
Because Wilson's a lot older than me, I've not had too many nights out with him. And like I say, he's got kids, same as Zeebs. They both got kids, so.
You can still have children and still go out and have a night out.
Well, that's what I try and tell them. You're right enough, but.
And I do all the time. I just might be home at midnight. That's all.
No, Wilson's always a good laugh on a night out. We were out one night, and it must have been in Glasgow, I think. And Wilson had like a big long parka jacket on, and I remember it was like a cream coloured one, like beige sort of coloured one. and he had his hood right up over the top as well, and he was just like dancing around in the dance floor, like annoying folk almost. And I was remember, how is he still got a jacket on the club dancing around like that? He must be absolutely roasting. And you could just, like, I was standing watching it, like knowing Wilson and kind of observing, just seeing like how annoyed people were getting around him, but he found it hilarious, which is that sort of Wilson on a night out, which is funny if you're with them and you know what's going on. It's funny, you can watch it, but if you weren't with them or didn't know him, it might not be as funny.
I'll tell you one thing that I always know with Finn is wherever you go, he ends up ordering the most expensive drinks, and like that's when I start to get the panic because I'm skint most of the time, and he's all right, he's pretty flush. So Finn's calling in the bottles of Dom Perignon left, right, and centre, the bottles of Cristal, and I'm like, Finn, we're splitting the bill, and he's like, no, I've got it. And obviously the next day everyone's like, Finn, you're not spending it all yourself. That's one thing I know about Finn. He likes to spend a bit of his wonga for sure. And he loves a good dance as well. This boy's got some dance moves.
He does, doesn't he? To be fair to him, he does.
He's not up there with your TikTok, Siebes, but he's up there.
Thanks. I saw you. You made the jump. You made the move.
You did.
Did I see something recently on
your
Instagram?
You know what? It was a sad thing is it was more my daughter. She was going, Dad, why don't you get TikTok? So I said, I'll get it and have a look. I've only done one. That'll do.
Good man. More to come. Good man. Finn next.
Nah.
So after becoming a Pro 12 champion, Racing came knocking. Can you take us back to the moment you received the offer?
Well, I actually tried to leave Glasgow the year before to go to Montpellier, because Vern moved from Scotland to Montpellier, and he asked me to go there. So I tried to leave the year earlier, and then I think my dad actually around about that time or the year before said that he reckoned I'd go to Racing because Dan Carter was there. He was getting a little bit older. They looked for someone else after him. I think I was 25 when I moved over. So yes, I don't know. When I came to the end of the contract, I knew I kind of wanted to leave and try something out. And I was looking more at France. I didn't even look at the Premiership. I didn't fancy that. So a few clubs did, but no one really showed too much interest. I think because I was still playing international in France, it's tough because they miss you for quite a large part of the year. But Racing, they were keen, and when I offered the first deal, it was good. I was happy with that. So it was.
There you were.
So no, it was good. It was a great club, obviously, and it was the reputation they have is great. And then I heard that old Zebes was potentially signing there as well, so we spoke a few times and we had a bit of chat before. No, it was all good. But no, I was happy to sign. But actually, the first day I turned up for them was after the World Rugby Awards in Monaco that Wilson will remember about. And I had to get photos taken and do interviews and all that stuff. And that was probably the toughest day I've had at Racing.
Listen, I remember that morning when you left Monaco, Nice. we played Australia, and the day up, so we went out, and then the day after, well, the morning after, it was like real early, wasn't it? Yeah. Pretty much carried straight on the flight, private jet put on by World Rugby down to Monaco, and we had a pretty big session down there. But the day after, Finn was going to sign his contract. I remember that taxi ride. I thought I was going to die. And Finn came to the wrong terminal.
That's that. I had to get our own taxi to the airport. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that was it. But you went to the wrong terminal, didn't you?
You boys are flying back to Scotland. Oh no, you've got to get a train to the next terminal. And I'm like, what? Not a clue what was happening.
It was rough. You were rough that morning. You were going to sign your contract, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I signed the pre-contract. I had to sign the full one and get all the photos and stuff done. And I've showed you the photos. He was at the training centre. We've all got a headshot of us holding a ball at the training centre. And my one, it's
you were hanging.
Now I'm kind of like,
hey, start as you mean to go on, mate. Start as you mean to go on.
There was a few Racing boys that were at it. So like O'Gara was there, Dan Carter,
Big Joe.
What's his name? Joe Roccococo, Chris Massoy, they were all there. And then I got into Racing the next day and I was like, oh, hi, how are you getting on? You're right. And they're like, oh, yeah, good night last night, was it? I was like, yeah, it was all right, I suppose, yeah. I couldn't remember meeting him or anything like that.
Oh, God.
And the funniest one of that was I was in a place close to the training centre called So. And Ronan O'Gara, that's where he lived. and his wife was there with the kids, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how are you getting on?" I'm like, "Oh, hi, Finn, nice to meet you." And she was like, "Oh no, we've met before." And I was thinking, like, what's going on here? I'm like, what? She's like, "Yeah, at the World Rugby Awards, I met you there." And I was just thinking, like, oh no. What have I done?
What have I done? Yeah. Oh no.
But no, that was a good night. Wilson, you were funny that night, actually.
What was Ryan doing?
I think actually at this ceremony, once it all kind of finished, he was up in the steps trying to get the mic or something, trying to sing, were you not?
Yeah, I think I had a sing song on the stage.
He got the World Rugby thing. He was singing and then
Held the high note and then did the mic drop.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I was quite drunk. It was a good day. We met up with a mate of mine. Remember Russell Crump? Remember the yacht?
Oh yeah.
And we went out before it on his credit card, didn't we? We got on that flight, right? We got on a private jet in the morning. Remember John Eales was on there? John Jeffries was on there.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, Pricey, and Hoggy, Mr. Serious. And we got on this private jet in the morning and we were all hanging, like, still half cut. And Finn's opened up we're on this private jet, he's opened up the side thing. Whoever's plane it was still had it stocked full of booze. So they pulled out like the Cavoursier at like 8 in the morning. We had a full English breakfast with proper knives and forks and a plate on the plane, sipping at the Cavoursier on the plane. Do you remember? Playing Jim Rummy.